lot of honey in the store is doctored up. Honey is the third most adulterated food on the planet Earth, right behind olive oil and milk. Honey is the most adulterated. So I think we'll start with checking on some queens. So this is a nice little colony that I use to raise queens. These are called frames, just like a picture frame, 4 pieces of wood that make a rectangle. You can see the honey up top and empty right there. Again, food. There's the queen right there. See how her abdomen is bigger? I see it. She's actually a fairly new queen. She hasn't started laying yet. When she starts laying, her abdomen's gonna swell even more. When a new queen is made by a colony, she takes about a week to mature, and then she goes out on mating flights. And she'll mate with multiple, on average 5 to 20 males. After that, she never goes out to mate again. And every time she lays an egg, she decides, do I want to fertilize that egg with sperm, and that will become a female worker bee, or not fertilize that egg, and that's how she lays drone bees. So fertilized or not fertilized. This is a queen that I think hasn't gone out on a mating flight yet, or has just gone out on a mating flight and hasn't started laying eggs yet. So I'm gonna close it up and give her a couple of weeks and check on her in a couple of weeks. All right, we'll try another one. I've been a beekeeper for about 10 years. I started out kind of as a hobbyist and got obsessed and experienced quite a bit of failure in the beginning, but every failure was a lesson, and if you learn from it, you get better. I was a teacher for about 20 years, and maybe my 15th year as a teacher, I started becoming a beekeeper, and I started loving beekeeping more than teaching towards the end of my career. That's one of the things that I really love about being able to bring the observation hive even to the market. People sometimes are afraid to even come into our booth, but having them just get that experience and teach them a little bit about honeybees, I think that's just as valuable as us being able to sell our stuff at the market. A lot of people are nervous around bees because they had some sort of negative sting experience, and they have this idea that it's yellow and it's black and it flies and it stings, so I got stung by a bee. The statistic here in Colorado is that 90% of stings are from yellow jackets. You can see how mellow honeybees are. And it's not always like this, but I mean, I just pulled a room out of their house and they're just keeping doing what they're normally doing. I find that so amazing. Part of the importance of honeybees in our society is one of the reasons I got drawn to them as well, you know, being that the fosterer of things that are important as an elementary teacher, fostering young people, just transferred to fostering honeybee colonies that are important to our society. This one's just about ready. This is beautiful. Look at this. So this is a frame without any foundation in it at all. It's just the 4 pieces of wood. This frame is gonna make me some beautiful, beautiful comb honey. You saw all the beeswax that is a part of that home in a honeybee colony. They basically build all of their rooms. Some of those rooms are for storing food. It could be nectar, it could be pollen, it could be sometimes water, it could be babies of all different ages, right? Beeswax is lipophilic. It sucks in chemicals. So it's like our liver. That's good, but over time, all those chemicals that bees are bringing in from the environment are building up in the colony. So if a beekeeper keeps their beeswax, those frames, for a long period of time, those chemicals that are just out there being used in agriculture or backyards or anything are building up in that beeswax. I think it's really important to know your local beekeeper so you can know exactly where that honey comes from and how it's been treated from colony to jar. Like I said before, honey is the 3rd most adulterated food in the world behind milk and olive oil. So knowing your beekeeper is really important. A lot of people believe in the Health benefits of local honey with the local pollen. So if you know your local beekeeper who can tell you exactly where that honey came from, you know that it's going to provide that local pollen for you. Hi, I'm Brian of Flower Street Farm. My wife and I are beekeepers and lavender farmers. We run about 75 colonies and we grow lavender here on our property.